have been talking about a Halo arcade game for years. Actually, the seed of that conversation is a Halo pinball machine, which we still haven't made. So the idea has always been knocking around in the back of our heads.
Just what would it mean to take Halo out of sort of the console and PC world and bring it, I guess, out into the wild?
I want to say I approached Microsoft about working on a Halo arcade game probably 6 years ago.
The idea has been around for forever, but I think without that move from Raw Thrills, we would never have found what the right vehicle for that was.
I got called up to the front of the office and I was just asked, would you like to make a Halo game? And I was like, hell yeah, I want to make a Halo game. Who does not want to make a Halo game?
Number one thing that Raw Thrills and Play Mechanics pride ourselves on is that we are arcade game makers. We understand arcade games. Our company creates games from concept through software, hardware, mechanical, and then all the way to manufacture.
With Raw Thrills, they bring really extraordinary expertise in making arcade game experiences, which is new for us.
And I think we get really literal when we think about games, and you know, how would you solve for an FPS in an arcade game? If you go to arcades, you'll find there really aren't a lot of traditional first-person shooters.
How do we take our video game and really distill it down to a fun, bombastic adventure?
So when we hooked up with the guys at Raw Thrills and Play Mechanics, they immediately felt it was a gun game.
The format of this game is something I've been wanting to do for a very long time. So when Halo showed up, this sort of bottled up idea I've been sitting on for years had a place. It had a place that made sense. An arcade game is a physical, big game that sits in a location. And to do that, it takes lots of people and lots of different types of work and effort to get us to that point. See, normally I'm doing software, which is mainly what I do.
This is what the actual camera is going to look like?
And software starts first, right? So in software, we come up with the imagery of the game.
This is our G7 engine.
The ideas of the game, the tempo and the pace of the game. What are the sort of key elements that the gameplay is going to be?
Yeah, there's the impact. There's nothing we can do.
You know, we put a lot of effort into capturing all the little details of Halo.
So I am currently creating the effects for the Scarab in our engine. It's all recreated from scratch.
And it takes us a lot of effort to capture, to create it, so that the players, specifically the fans, can appreciate, you know, that we are really trying to give them a true Halo experience.
It was a lot of research. A lot of it relied on, actually, I have an Xbox hooked up to my PC with a capture card on it, and I would capture all the different effects, essentially making it look like it was taken out of a Halo game, but it's all recreated from scratch.
Captain Keyes.
Good to see you, Master Chief.
Set in the same time frame as Halo Combat Evolved.
I'm initiating Cold Protocol Article 2. We're abandoning the Autumn.
Captain Keyes is placing the Pillar of Autumn in Combat Alert Alpha.
And we follow Fireteam Raven. That ends up, they are on the Pillar of Autumn.
And the Fireteam obviously made perfect sense.
So we're really an offshoot team that's fighting a big battle just to support Master Chief.
Covenant forces are moving in on the Pillar of Autumn wreckage. Let's help push them back, Raven.
This is our development station. We design the game on this, we make the game on this, we test the game on this, we play the game on this. You know, our goal is to have 4 people enjoying the game, but also have a crowd of people behind it viewing it. We position them around these 2 gigantic 65-inch screens. From this player right here, he can shoot right here, or he can turn the gun this way and point all the way down over there, which is about a 9-foot span across, so that we could create an experience that will truly represent what the game will be like when it's finished.
Basically imagine the width of 4 players sitting on a couch. And that's the cabinet with a giant screen that's right there. It's a really visceral experience.
Usually we get, I would say, 30, 40% into the game, then the mechanical engineers come in.
We have a mechanical design department that basically goes through designing the cabinetry, the control works, anything like that.
Right now you're looking at the very close to final version of the Halo cabinet. So in our world we have to make things that hold up to abuse, to liquid spills. There's all kinds of things that we have to deal with in the coin-op world. We have a responsibility to make these things work for average, large, small. Everybody needs to be able to control the gun, to control it comfortably, and to be able to obviously get in and out of the cabinet without problems.
The video game cabinet is made out of wood, so it's all these different pieces that are cut to size, cut to shape, routed, and then glued together and nailed together or screwed together.
So all of that needs to get assembled in its final state at the manufacturing facility. And there they will get all the hardware necessary, the I/O board, the monitors, the computer, the gun control. Our goal was to get this thing as big and bright as possible so that in any location you can't miss it.
I'm about to be joined by some of our Halo friends from 343 Industries, but first, check this out.
The unit itself is awesome.
But I mean, this thing is the biggest arcade game I've ever seen.
The Halo Fireteam Raven arcade cabinet is nothing if not imposing.
It is literally like 11 feet by 11 feet by 11 feet. 130 inches 4K screen.
What?
4-player sit-down co-op.
It's really neat because it is 2 screens, but you can shoot across both of them.
Yeah.
And so having that extra space is really important when you're trying to like steal kills on the other side of the screen.
And by the way, we've got some awesome, pretty robust leaderboards now on Halo Waypoints. You can actually generate a QR code. You can scan that QR code. You can actually sign in under your gamer tag at the arcade. It's really awesome. That's like super next level.
Yeah, right? I dreamt of that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
We love to go out to the locations and watch people playing the game. That's our payoff.
Took me back to the days of Halo CE where you would have to go together to a room to play together.
We really took literally the old LAN couch experience of Combat Evolved and put it into public space.
When I want people to see this, I want them to be shocked that somebody actually built this thing. And I want this game to be everything. Big, exciting, epic.
Like and share if you enjoy the video and think others might benefit from this, and of course subscribe and hit the notification button if you are new to the channel and want to be notified every time I post a video.